I'm a dumb teen in my 40s and some grumpy old man, by user DapperHamster69. Getting a prescription filled at the grocery store, waiting in line, taking forever. Many of these places have a blood pressure machine. I'm sure you have seen them. Older man sits down at the machine, hits start, and then tries to shove his arm in. Starts bitching since his arm won't go in. I told him nicely to hit the stop button twice, let it deflate, then put his arm in. I know how this effing thing works, don't need some damn teenage cashier that think they know better. I'm in my 40s, balding fat dude. Today is a school day as well. Not wearing the color the store workers wear as well. I guess cashier is a diss as well. Pharmacy tech comes to help. Gray-haired man. He yells at him too. Some people suck. No, I am not a mechanic. By user ambitious border minus 906. Was driving into town when my rear passenger side tire catastrophically burst. Limped it to the nearest garage and sat in the reception area waiting for the replacement tire to be fitted. I am the only person in the reception area and this bloke has just walked in and shouted at me for not welcoming him or helping. I am not wearing overalls or any branded logo. Know what the keys do and that's about it. Not sure you want me looking at your car, mate, but if you insist. I'm just a mechanic, not a medic. By user conscious and afraid. This happened about a month ago to my boyfriend while he was working. He is a diesel mechanic who works specifically on ambulance vehicles. Sometimes when he completes a vehicle he has to test drive it to make sure what defects is working properly. I'm sure you can guess where this is going. One day he was test driving an ambulance vehicle he just repaired and there was a car accident ahead of him on the highway he was on. Traffic was stopped up and he was stuck in it in the ambulance he was test driving. A few people in other cars tried to flag him down and tell him there was an accident up ahead and he needed to go and help them. But he had to explain as best as he could to worry people that he was just a mechanic, not a medic. And there was nothing he could do. He eventually had to U-turn out of traffic and head back to the shop he worked at because too many people were asking him to help when there was nothing he could do. He felt so bad. I got scolded for not knowing the price of a lamp. I was in a hardware store, wearing a green t-shirt and jeans. An older woman tapped me hard on the shoulder and asked, "How much is this lamp?" I told her I didn't work here. She sighed dramatically and said, "Well, you're just standing there, you could at least make yourself useful and find out." She then followed me to the lighting aisle, complaining loudly to herself about lazy staff until an actual employee in a bright red vest showed up. She knew I worked at a different store, by user unconscious later 324. I used to work at a now almost obsolete discount retail store. Uniform was a dark blue polo with the store's name on it. I worked at the customer service desk, but because we were so short-staffed, I also was just a normal cashier more shifts. That being said, I had a lot of regulars that would come in every few months to do returns. This is relevant, I swear. One particular lady would come in and spend a great deal of time with me because she never had a receipt and would have to go shopping for exchanges. Now for the I don't work here part. I was at Walmart in my civilian clothes just shopping in the grocery aisle. I bent down to the bottom shelf to grab something all the way in the back when I hear an "excuse me." I didn't turn around because I didn't think it was for me. Once I grabbed my item, I got up and walked 5 or 6 aisles away to meet with my boyfriend. I kept hearing "excuse me" and finally turned around. Of course it was the return lady from my job trying to follow me. I ignored her. She caught up with me, tapped me on the shoulder and started to ask where something was. I just looked at her and loudly said, "I don't work here." She looked confused and said that when she saw me at the bottom shelf, she thought I was an employee. I stared at her for a few seconds hoping she would recognize me from the other store, but apparently she didn't and was just dumbfounded that I couldn't help her. She came into my store 2 weeks later and acted like nothing happened. SMH.